Lions TV. This is your post-match analysis video for yesterday's 3-2 home defeat against Leicester City in the third round of the FA Cup at the Den. Absolutely no disgrace in the performance yesterday. I felt there was lots and lots of positives to take. However, the Cup dream is dead for another season. As always, let's kick off the show by taking a look at the 11 that Joe Edwards picked to start the match. Okay, so once again, understandably, with the massive fixture pile-up over the Christmas and New Year period, more changes were made. People saying, by the way, as well, that, we played Leicester's second side. Let's understand a bit that, yes, maybe they didn't have some of their maybe first-choice players, but they got no Iniacho, no Vardy. They played Tom Cannon, who scored a really good composed third goal, which I'll get into later. And they paid £6 million for Cannon, rising to 7.5, depending on appearances. He's already scored like 4 goals in 8 games for them. So, yes, they maybe have not had their full side out, but they have got an absolute plethora of talent throughout the squad. And football's just not about 11 anymore, is it? It's about the whole squad. So, yes, okay, maybe slightly under strength them, but also us. Okay, you've got Denor out, you've got Saville out, Hutchinson, Wallace, Norton Cuffy, who's been brilliant for us in the last few weeks. So, and on top of that, the gaffer sort of rested Bradshaw and played Nisbet. Nisbet needs game. Bradshaw's been playing a lot of time at the minute. So I feel it was, the balance was there. I don't feel that, we did the best we could team sheet wise and they put their resis out and still beat us. I didn't think it was like that. But let's get into the starting 11. It was Sarkic in goal. Danny McNamara, right wing back. Joe Bryan, left wing back. Jake Cooper, Ryan Leonard and Wes Harding returned alongside those two in the centre of defence. George Honeyman and Billy Mitchell in the centre of midfield. And then it was Zian Fleming, Duncan Watmore, both wide, with Kevin Nisbet as the central striker. It's rare, before I get into the game, I think it's very rare you walk away from a defeat with maybe not your head held high. We've done that in the past plenty, but I was actually not happy. Of course I wasn't happy. We was out of the cup. But the performance yesterday, I just come out of that ground and said, we couldn't have done any more there. The players gave absolutely everything. It was brilliant. The players give everything, yes. Going to have a little bit of a dig at us as a fan base. I said in my preview that it should be a sellout. Expect to see you all down there. Someone said in the comments, once I put that video out, you need to do your research, mate. Check the website before you put these videos out, because after the ground's closed. Yeah, good point. Fair point. I did do my research, obviously, for the teams whose previous games you played against them, etc. It didn't even occur to me to check that the ground wouldn't all be open. I just assumed it would be near on a sellout, and it was. Look at it this way: Leicester brought 3,500 top bottom field, and we couldn't fill our ground anywhere near it. We had to close the Dockers upper and the Cold Blow upper. So if we pride ourselves on a fearsome reputation, and the Den's a horrible place to play, we've let ourselves down there by not turning up. I know it's expensive. I know it's January, but I don't know. Maybe the club could have done something in terms of reducing the costs. I don't know, but it didn't look good, did it? Leicester bought 3,500 first week in January, and we've got the Dockers upper and the Cold Blow upper closed. However, look, getting into the game, it didn't affect the performance from the players whatsoever. We say, well, look, you need to give us something to feed off. Well, there weren't many of us there, but the ones that were there were treated to an outstanding Mill performance, in my opinion. We totally dominated that first half. How we've got in 2-0 down, I was going to say I don't know, but I do know, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. Again, don't want to dig people out, but there was slight individual errors. And if you make slight individual errors against a team, against Leicester, with the quality of players that they've got, you will get punished. But before they got to their goals, we was all out, all over them. Our football has really, really improved. And we're even now doing this split goal kick from the place kicks that all the other teams do in division, or lots of them, where Sarkic is in the goal and you've got 2 centre-halves, one on each point at the corner of the 6-yard box, and we're playing out, and they can actually play. Cooper can actually play instead of just kicking diags off the pitch. Wes Harding is very good at it. He's actually a good player. He looks a bit clumsy with it, but he always gets the job done. So he must be more in control of what he actually looks like he is. He looks like spaghetti legs at times, but he's a good player. He can play football. Jake Cooper can play football. Ryan Leonard, as we already know, can play football. Danny McNamara looked like he was much better on the ball as well. Joe Bryan, obviously, class act on the ball. No need to even go into that one. But we played good football at a good pace, which is unlike us. And we dominated possession. And we created chances. And our shape was brilliant. And we went up the pitch as a unit. towards the end of the game, which I'll get into later, that sort of got abandoned, and that wasn't really our fault. It sort of went to shit because we was chasing the game. But we had chance after chance in the first half. Their goalkeepers made, I think, 3 good saves. First one comes from Duncan Watmore. But even before that point, we broke into the box at points. And we just got that, as we've seen in the past with us. And it is still the only slight issue at the minute is the final ball, or the decision with the final ball, or the, I don't know, the strength on the shot of the final shot. That's a bit of a shit term, but I couldn't really think of a better way to put it. Look, so we've had already a couple of those before the time Duncan Watmore breaks in and stings the goalkeeper's palms at the near post. Again, Watmore full of beans, really, really good if he can stay fit. Again, we say this about a lot of our good players. Yeah, he's good, but if he can stay fit, you know, Joe Bryant, yeah, he's decent, but if he can stay fit, and we say that about a lot of our good players. Ryan Leonard obviously can't, which I'll get into shortly as well. But look, that chance happens. Then he's involved in another one, Watmore, where he links in McNamara. McNamara, similar shot, the near post, goalkeeper saves. Watmore again breaks into the area, jinks past 2 or 3. That one's a little bit more of a soft powder puff one for the keeper to his left. And Kevin Nisbet as well receives one, opens up his body, clips it over the bar from distance. Kevin Nisbet, right? He's played the game because of, obviously, Tom Bradshaw's been scoring goals and playing a lot of minutes. I like Nisbet, okay? He's a good footballer, okay? He's got nice feet. What he does a lot, though, is he won't gamble into the box. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's just not that type of player. Whereas Bradshaw, if someone's coming in from wide, or the ball's coming in from wide, Bradshaw will bust a gut to take that last chance and run beyond, he'll end up in the net, or slide into the net if he has to. Whereas Nisbet doesn't do that. Nisbet will rather drop a little bit deeper, receive the ball to feet, and open up his body. And look, there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel that is just one slight issue for him. He would probably be better playing up front with someone else. One other issue with Nisbet, and again, it's not a dig at him, it's just an observation. I just think, I say sometimes he doesn't quite look fit, and maybe he isn't because he hasn't had a substantial amount of games. You know, Bradshaw coming in and scoring goals, plus injuries at times, has had an effect on that throughout the season. But I just think the whole pace of his game is a problem for him. And I just think that's from playing in Scotland. I just think the Championship's a better division, is that right? More physical, probably a lot quicker, maybe a little bit less skillful when you're talking in terms of the top 2, maybe not. I'm thinking us to sort of Rangers and Celtic, not sure. But look, yeah, that's his issue, I think. That's what I'll probably try and pinpoint it as. It's an observation I made. He's a good footballer, yes. Tidy feet, yes. He can score goals. But I think the whole pace of English football is not caught up with it yet, maybe. And I thought it was a little bit of a disappointment in the game. And it's from Nisbet, really, that the second goal comes for Leicester. Before that, I'll get on to the first goal. Felt, again, I say this a lot recently, I feel quite unfortunate at times. We're getting tackles in and we're trying to put balls in, and something slightly misfortunate will happen. I mean, how much bad luck do you need? Maybe it's not that, but that's how I'm seeing it. Fleming tries to get us going. I always say that if someone's trying to play a killer ball, I haven't got an issue with it. And he tries to play a killer ball through for, I think it's Danny McNamara overlapping, who would have been in on the break, and it's hit Duncan Watmore on the back, bounced straight to a Leicester player who's played a ball through the middle, and then it's sort of into the area. Cooper sort of manages to shepherd 2 of them wide, and then from that point, I'm always looking to pick out goals and pinpoint whose issue it was, or if there was an issue. And I think it's just quite an overload, a good goal, the Fleming thing, where it's hit Watmore on the back, has seen us sort of out of shape for once in the game. Slightly out of position. As I said, Cooper manages to shuffle 2 of them wide, and then the ball gets crossed in. It's a good cross, and the guy comes in, he gets above Ryan Leonard, and he scores. I'm not blaming Leonard. The guy was about 6 foot 5 for 1. He's running towards goal like Leonard is, but Leonard's facing his own net. And if he did get a header on it, he's either got to try and head it over his own bar or head it backwards into the danger area. It's hard from Leonard's position to get a jump and get leverage on it. The guy's running onto the ball, and he just beats Leonard in a one-on-one. That's basically it. And he gets above him and he scores the goal. But we didn't let that deter us. I felt we kept coming forward after that. And there was nothing to lose in this game. We was never favourites to win it. We definitely are never favourites to win the FA Cup. So again, the result for me wasn't that important. I know it sounds stupid. Of course, we love a cup run. I'm one of the first to say that. But I just felt that how inconsistent we've been under all managers we've had, and how bad we've been under the latter part of Rowett, and how bad we've been just before this good run under Joe Edwards. I just felt it was important to say, okay, can we keep this going, what we've been doing against one of the better sides in the division? I know it wasn't a league game, but they are in our division. They probably shouldn't be, and they won't be next season. Can we keep this passing going? Can we keep this shape going and this creativity and this confidence? And I felt we did that even after we conceded the first. So the second goal comes, and yeah, it's Nisbet. It's a boy. It's Nisbet. He's not strong enough. He doesn't get his body in the way. He doesn't feel his man there. He's dispossessed really, really easy. And then it's a couple of good passes from Leicester. Good little move. They come through the middle, maybe a bit soft from us. And the guy scores the second goal. And a lot of you said in the stream, the goalkeeper should have saved that. And I didn't see that in real time. It was up the other end to me. But on reflection, I can't be bothered to keep going on about it. I'll just say this, right? It's there. And all he's got to do is put his hand down. I actually sent the goals to an ex-Millwall legend goalkeeper yesterday. I'm not going to name any names, but and ask him, what do you think of these goals that we've let in here? And he said, second one, yeah, keeper's got to have it. He doesn't go like this and just put his hand there. He tries to like scoop it almost. And we're 2-0 down. As again, look, it's cup, it doesn't really matter. But I'll just say this on the subject once again of Matija Sarkic. He is an absolute liability. And at some point, I've said this before about Archer, about Long, at some point, Sarkic is going to cost us when it really matters. Okay, so we're 2-0 down, and I can't be obviously going about, I'm too tired today. So we're 2-0 down, that's half time. We're all scratching our heads saying, how the fuck are we 2-0 down in this game? Come out the second half. Again, they like to play at the back, as a lot of teams do, and we continue to press and turn them over. Another couple of things where we do manage to turn them over in high positions, and Nisbet and Watmore and Fleming, they're not really on the same page with it. And then they get their little turn in the game. Leicester, they come forward, and it's at that point where Sarkic makes a really good save down to his left, then saves the second one, and then another one as well, another double save, which he does well for. And that was sort of Leicester's only real little spell, little patch in the game where they was on top. I've seen Leicester fans saying it in the comments of some of our YouTube videos that have gone out yesterday, like, fair play, we got away with one, you was a really good side. So yeah, fair play for them for acknowledging that, and it's nice to see that teams are actually saying, you was a good side yesterday. It's not often this season we've seen that, then teams saying, yeah, we got away with one. Teams have been running right, going away with 3 goals and 3 points on the regular. So, yeah, that was good to see. And then just as you think we're not going to get back into the game, we do get back into the game, although it was very, very short-lived. Corner comes in from George Honeyman over by where the Kitchener meets the cold blow. Just drifted in from Honeyman. Fleming gets his head on it, and Watmore standing there unmarked 6 yards out, just redirects it on the right foot volley, side foot, past the goalkeeper. We're back in the game. We think, okay, can we now do this? That didn't sit in our heads for very long, did it? That thought, can we do this? Because within moments, we concede a third. I know you think it's coming after what I've just said about the goalkeeper for the second. However, the third goal, I understand why Sarkic has come for it. And this is at the point where our football had been abandoned, our shape had been abandoned. Everything we'd done well in the previous 3 or 4 games had been abandoned because we was chasing the game. And Joe Edwards wanted us to get back into that game. So everything sort of goes to shit now, and you start doing different things and making different decisions and taking risks you wouldn't usually take to try and make that happen. So I haven't got an issue really with a third goal because we was exposed, we was open, we was out of position. It's actually come from a Ryan Longman cross, who again did fucking brilliant when he come on. If Millwall bipolar, he's the perfect player for us because he comes on one day, looks like a fucking world beater, and other days he starts and looks like a bag of shit. Sorry, Ryan, if you're watching, unlikely, but there you go. Cross comes in, it's actually not a bad ball. And he sort of looks up and says to Nisbet, like, well, you're not making the fucking right sort of runs here. Because he put loads of them balls across the front of the box, which would have been perfect for Bradshaw. But Bradshaw didn't play, the manager made the decision. And again, I ain't really got a problem with it, I understand why he did it. But Longman puts across, no one's there, and the guy just sort of controls it, looks up, massive long diag. It shouldn't be beating our entire team. Well, it's going to drop in the air around where the centre-halves were. It was Harding and it was Cooper. They were very, very detached from each other, and they were massively out of position because we was all pushing forward trying to get the second goal. So I haven't really got an issue with it. And I could see why Sarkic has come out, because if he hadn't have done, Tom Cannon would have been straight in, running on goal. There's no way Cooper, Harding maybe have caught him, but he was in central. And as you've seen with the way he took his goal, he wasn't going to fuck that up. So Sarkic comes out. But unfortunately, Sarkic, if you come, you absolutely have to get it. And if you don't get it, you just got to wipe Tom Cannon out. But I will say this, I understand why Sarkic came. And That was a fucking really good goal by Tom Cannon. You maybe not thinking that, but the way he's pulled out of the sky with two defenders chasing him, it's a 70-yard ball. God, he knows the goalkeeper's hurting at him because he's looked up and seen him. And he hasn't just whacked it round him and run. He's took that in his first touch, he's cushioned it and controlled it in one touch into an exact area where he wants it to go. Round Sarkic, head up. He still had a lot to do by that point. He was wide, he was out the area. He knew Harding was running back, and he sort of puts it across goal, actually goes in the side netting. And that's what 6 million rising to 7.5 can get you in this division. So 3-1, once again, players don't let their heads drop, as we've seen so many times at home this season. Coventry, Swansea, Leeds, Reading, capitulate, shot to bits. They don't do that. They come forward again and they have another go. And we score another goal, this time from another corner from the other side where the cold blow meets the Dockers. And it's a really, really easy goal. I think it's a Joe Bryan corner this time. Yeah, it is. And Fleming's unmarked, edge of the box almost, maybe just slightly towards the penalty spot. Controlled left foot volley right in the corner. Good to see him back among the scorers. I thought he played really well in the first half. I thought he faded a bit in the second. But look, like the goalkeeper, I don't want to moan about Fleming. I don't want to moan about Nisbet. I don't want to moan about Sarkic. I just want them to play well so we can get more points on the board. We can get promoted, and I can go and live in the south of France on a yacht once that happens. That's never going to happen. But promotion, right? But the south of France, definitely not. I don't like the French. Anyway, look, we get back in the game again, and then the ball goes up. 5 minutes injury time. We're fucking really going for it now, and I'm thinking, fucking, could the impossible happen? Then we get another corner, and I'm like, yes. We scored one from this side. We scored one from this side. They've not been marking us. We've had 3 men in the 6-yard box, unmarked, scoring goals. We could do it again. Joe Bryan takes it fucking short to George Honeyman, who then loses the fucking ball. Oh, boys. Don't fucking help ourselves sometimes, do we? Absolute basics in football. What? I'll score a goal that way. Yeah, good. Score a goal that way. Two identical goals. If only we could get another one of them to maybe fucking rescue this game. Oh, yeah, go on, have that one. Same again? No, fuck that. Go short. Wow. I don't know what that's about. But that's the crazy life of Millwall Football Club and being a fan. I fucking don't care. I loved it. I thought it was great. So I had a really good day. And that sounds really stupid because we lost the fucking game. However, we did lose the game. We are out of the FA Cup. Before the game, we learned that Idemo Amaku had dislocated his shoulder in training. Ryan Leonard joined him on the injury list, limping off. We're hearing that's a hamstring. Of course, prior to the game, in the build-up in the week, we knew that Murray Wallace, Norton Cuffey and Sean Hutchinson have all picked up knocks. That's all we know. Hutchinson, the gaffer said his injury is slightly worse than the other two. They do like conceal it from us. Then all of a sudden go, well, he's expected to be back in around 16 weeks. So we'll wait and see on them ones. Casper the Norrie's back in training. Seen some pictures of him and Joe Bryan cuddling. They'll probably be on Joe Bryan's Instagram shortly in a black and white high res. But look, there you go. Post-match analysis done. And I had a good day. And I was proud of the team. It was a Millwall performance. We got beaten by a team that should be beating us. And they didn't really deserve to beat us. It was 3 chances taken. Well, no, they had a couple more chances. Sarkic made a couple of good saves. But clinical finishing was the difference. As our crazy sponsor said, Kev Toomey, if only we could hit the onion. And we hit the onion twice. Got the third chance to do. We didn't fancy it. Played short corner instead. But yeah, look, there you go. Post-match analysis done. This is going to go out late because I got home today from staying with my mates last night again. Every Saturday that's starting out, but that's got to stop. And I dozed off and woke up on the hour with Liverpool, Arsenal playing on the telly in front of me. So, yeah, this could be out late, but you won't care. You'll be watching it. So there you go. That's that. Injuries, yes. However, transfer window open. Hopefully, I'll be back this week for some players coming in through the door. People say about Alfie Gilchrist. I did hear quite strong rumours around that, but apparently he started for Chelsea yesterday. Chelsea did beat Preston 4-0, in case you didn't know. So it means our game against Preston on the 27th of January will go ahead. So football for mine and my son's birthday weekend, and I'll absolutely take that. See you during the week. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.